Hi there, this is Jerry Wilson. This is an impromptu visit to my railroad that I've been working on in the last year and a half probably. So, this is the entrance. It's an office in the front of the house, and of course my daughter's into Harry Potter stuff, which is really kind of neat. Got the Harry Potter Express and then the 9 3/4 entrance in there, so this is where we're going. This is the extent of my room. It's about 14 by 11. And my wall of shame, where I have everything that I don't need for my railroad. Roll top workbench for covering up what I don't want others to see, which is, you know, here or there. Well, at any rate. Mostly my railroad is a point to point, and eventually where my desk was will be the rest of the railroad. Right now it is a point to point, and the main industry at the moment is my lumbering. So the lumbering part will be here with trees stacked all the way across, and once the logs are put on the log cars, which is done by hand, it goes down and ends up on a switchback, comes back on another switchback, and then it goes over to through. Now this is an impromptu town. This won't be here when I've got the town actually where the town belongs, which will be behind me, to right in here. Now the log train will be backed on to this siding, as it were, and this is the main line through the layout, which we have a passing track, little engine servicing for the narrow gauge, and it goes on the round. So the log train sits here, and while that's happening, over on the left side of my layout is the lumbering part, and the log train will be backed into here, the caboose deposited there, and then the cars picked here, and then there'll be a way to dump the logs. This will be a lake with a slot in it to kick the logs off, and then the other engine over here, which is my number 2 Climax, we will take care of removing the empty car on the pass track. And then my Heisler, which is number 4, will back the rest of the logs in one at a time. Logs will be processed in my lumber mill, which was built in 1962 by a junior in high school, which was me. Anyway, once that is, the log train is all stacked up there, and number 2 engine back there will have the 5 log cars and the west side caboose, which turned yellow because the guy named Asa Wilson, my grandfather, was a really neat craftsman, and I named the lumber yard after him. And his favorite color was yellow, so that's the way it goes. And then it'll come back. The empty log train will go across the mining area to a switchback over here. And in the corner, well, we'll talk about mining here in a little bit. Down the trestle to another switchback behind this mine. And then, I hope I'm not making you sick here, and it will go and deposit the empties on one of these passing tracks here. In the meantime, the engines will switch. So number 2 will pick up the log load and back them up the switchbacks that we just went through, and end up at the lumber mill over here. And the empties will be picked up by my number 12 Westside Lumber Shea, and they will go over to here, the switchbacks, and back, switchback again, to be filled with the logs again. So anyway, that's the lumbering part of my railroad. The other part, my mining, which I'm just really not sure about yet, sort of a Gilpin-ish kind of a thing. This is an Sn3 layout, which means the boxcars are about the same size as an HO boxcar. And these are the Gilpin style ore cars. And right now they're, I went gold panning the other day and found a whole bunch of gold chunks. I don't know what to do with them, so I put them in my car to haul them around. It is a mining railroad on this part. And then there's a mill over here next to the lumber yard, and I'm really not sure what to do with all of my mines and where they're going to go and all of that stuff. So the switching part of this is I am really not too sure. Over here will be another stamp mill, small one, and of course to go down to this mine right here, which is I hope working. So anyway, this is my my old timey. It was on my old layout, and it just goes up and dumps the ore car, goes back in. Right now I don't have it cleaned up a lot, but there's guys working a shovel in there, and of course the steam engine's a hoist engine to lift it and push it back down in the hole. And the hole goes way down in here, if you believe that. So this part of the layout over here, there'll be where this track comes out on the main line will be a lift out bridge, and then this will be a huge area where I can store assembled trains and a turntable and some other stuff. So anyway, that is my railroad up to date. Thank you for hanging in there and watching, and one of these days we'll have a train running and we'll just show you. So oh, and by the way, everything is DCC. I forgot to turn that on to begin with. That's gone a little bit beyond. I'm running batteries in each engine, and the track charges the batteries. So mine doesn't have any wiring difficulties as far as the railroad goes. Okay, this is Jerry Wilson. Thank you very much for watching.